And today I'm going to show you 14 signs your eyes can reveal about your health. Things that can point to liver problems, thyroid issues, cholesterol buildup, anemia, and even signs you should never wait on. Stay until the end. Take a look. Look at the whites of your eyes right now. If they've taken on a yellow tint, that's called scleral icterus, and it usually means bilirubin is building up in your blood. Bottom line, mild yellowing that lingers is worth a liver panel, especially if you also notice dark urine or pale stool. Bloodshot. Red eyes are the most common thing people notice, and most of the time it's harmless. Allergies, dry air, too much screen time, or a rough night's sleep. But if one eye suddenly turns bright red with no pain, that's usually just a burst blood vessel from coughing, straining, or rubbing. It looks alarming but resolves on its own. If redness comes with pain, light sensitivity, or blurry vision, don't wait. See a doctor. Dark circles under the eyes are next, and everyone assumes it's just tiredness. Sometimes it is. But persistent dark circles can also point to allergies, dehydration, or iron deficiency. The skin under your eyes is thin, so it shows blood flow changes faster than anywhere else on your face. Puffy, swollen eyelids, especially first thing in the morning, are often just fluid retention from salt or sleep position. But if the puffiness is new, doesn't go away by midday, or shows up alongside fatigue and weight changes, get your thyroid checked. Hypothyroidism is a common hidden cause. Here's a simple test you can do right now. Gently pull down your lower eyelid. The inside should be a healthy pink to red color. If it looks pale or almost white, that's a classic sign of anemia, most often from low iron. This is actually one of the fastest ways doctors screen for anemia without a blood draw. Look closely at the edge of your iris, the colored part of your eye. If you notice a thin white or gray ring forming around it, that's called arcus senilis. In people over 60, it's usually just age. But if you see this ring before age 45, it can be a sign of high cholesterol and deserves a lipid panel. If your eyes appear to be bulging or you're showing more white above the iris than usual, that's called exophthalmos, and it's strongly associated with hyperthyroidism, specifically Graves' disease. This often comes with a racing heart, weight loss, and heat intolerance. Don't ignore this one. Now this next sign is more serious. If one eyelid suddenly starts drooping and it's new, especially if it comes with slurred speech, one-sided weakness, or a crooked smile, that can be a sign of a stroke or Bell's palsy. This is an emergency. Call for help immediately. Don't wait to see if it passes. Small yellowish bumps on or near the eyelid are called xanthelasma. They're painless deposits of cholesterol under the skin. They're not dangerous on their own, but they're a strong signal to get your cholesterol checked, especially your LDL. If your pupils are noticeably different sizes and this is new for you, that's called anisocoria. Some people have naturally uneven pupils their whole life, which is harmless. But a sudden change, especially after a head injury or alongside a headache and vision changes, needs urgent medical attention. Excessive eyelid twitching that won't stop is usually harmless. It's called myochemia, and it's commonly triggered by caffeine, stress, lack of sleep, or low magnesium. Cut back on caffeine, improve sleep, and it typically resolves within a couple of weeks. Dry, gritty eyes that feel irritated by the end of the day can come from screen time and dry air. But chronic dry eyes can also point to low vitamin A or an autoimmune condition called Sjogren's syndrome, especially if it comes with dry mouth, too. And the last one is the most urgent. If you suddenly notice a sharp increase in floaters, flashes of light, or a shadow creeping across your vision, don't wait, don't sleep on it. This can be a sign of retinal detachment, and treatment within hours can be the difference between saving and losing your vision. If you recognize your eyes in any of these signs, here's a basic panel to start with. Complete blood count and ferritin for anemia. liver function tests, ALT, AST, and bilirubin. A lipid panel for cholesterol, TSH and free T4 for thyroid function. And a proper eye exam with an ophthalmologist, especially if it's been more than a year. Your eyes don't need much. Protein and vitamin A from leafy greens and eggs, staying hydrated, limiting screen time with regular breaks, and enough sleep. Wear sunglasses outdoors, and don't ignore sudden changes. So your eyes don't diagnose. Doctors and lab tests do that. But your eyes know how to give you a hint that something in your body deserves attention. A pale inner lid, a yellow tint, a stubborn puffiness. Often it's something fixable. A drooping lid, uneven pupils, sudden floaters. Those are signals you can't afford to ignore. Look at your eyes one more time. And if something doesn't feel right, get it checked. If this was helpful, hit like. It really does help the channel grow. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. See you then.